And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos.
Makes the score Broncos 7, Texans nothing.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now a first-time Pro Bowler from a year ago, Lamar Miller. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws that quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes two to tango. They keep it with Miller on first down. The Pro Bowler, Chris Harris, is in on the tackle.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
A quick throw out wide to Fuller. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be second and 9.
At the 15-yard line.
On second and 9, Luck. He's got Fuller. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it.
And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. It's picked up by the Broncos. He's at the 50, the 40, past the 20, 10, and he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points.
I just wonder, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things. And you know, in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes that's the last thing you hear, and that's exactly what you do.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Check three. Recon, 1 to 5.
Here's Luck. And Austin Safarian-Jenkins has it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Luck going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. And they'll run it from the gun with Miller. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down at the 43. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43. Throwing his Luck. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Adam Gotsis. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now the pass hauled in by Kenny Stills, and he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Luck. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Von Miller in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
And it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
9 good yards here on the run, and now 3rd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Let's go, defense. Let's get X3. 218. Jump it.
On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move.
Now a hit and Luck lost the football. It's out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Let's go. 50. Plant.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is Can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Ready? 15-1.
Here's Locke. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Lock now on 3rd and goal. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence?
Oh, that is going to be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Escaping the pressure right. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Bravo. Ready.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Hey, echo. Good down.
Locke going to throw. And this is complete on the comebacker. It's Landry. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Lock.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Hey. Go now. Hurry, get it.
On 1st down, Lock. And it'll be intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks him. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Check hot route. Hot. Shift. Watch the shift.
Here's Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
Switch gears. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And the pressure gets to him again.
You better be ready next time.
A loss of 2 yards. It's
And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Brian Anger now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Now Landry. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there.
Lamar Miller. He's at the 40. 20. 10. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, his 9th touchdown of the season, as they are able to cut into that lead. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll go again with Lindsey. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. And 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. Throwing his lock on third down. Got an open man, it's QT. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A run with Lindsey out of the gun. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Riddick with a carry. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Phillip Lindsay, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos push further out in front. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. A run on first down, but it's not going to get them much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. On the tackle that time, Shelby Harris.
Brings up second and 1 at the 47-yard line.
He's coming. Double up.
On second and 9, Watson. And Stills bringing it in. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. A shotgun snap for Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Von Miller in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Denver. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Locke. And that's complete to the tight end Hireman. And just not a ton of room to work with. They'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now Locke. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
First down, Denver.
They find some open field here. He's got daylight. He's at the 30, the 20, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Kiki QT, 76 yards. And the Broncos push further out in front. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Give him 30 yards there. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Check 31, check 31.
A first down carry now for Miller. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 3 quarters have come and gone. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 2nd and 7, Watson. It's complete. Stills. And And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 20-yard line. From the red zone now, Watson. It's complete to Fuller. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Out of the gun, Watson. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Texans cut into that lead. Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for 2. Again, it's Watson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh.
They'll run on first down. Lindsey. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Another run by Lindsey. Nine yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Lindsey. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or 2 if you have to. Just go down, inbounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game, and that has to drive a coach crazy.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead,
under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Now Riddick. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. The Broncos on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Miller. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Todd Davis, the Broncos' leading tackler last year, up to make the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. From the 50, it's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 27-yard line. Watson on first down. Now a desperation throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Kenny Stills, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Texans get a bit closer. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for two. Watson looks to throw again. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Justin Simmons. He's at the 50, the 40, past the 20, 10, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick two, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added onto their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game. But we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive. And he's going to profess that he was happy to get points. And we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. On first down, it's Lindsey. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining.
Ready up. Let's go, team. Let's go. Hey, exit. Watch tight. Tight is right. 4 down. 4 down. Like 5. Head up.
From midfield, here's Locke. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them. and continue to get better at what they do, but they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Broncos, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Houston, it's just their third loss as they fall now to 10-3. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. 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 I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. Feel like Ginger from Casino. Aces up my sleeve though. Right before I leave, I step like I'm Eno. Think I'm part Italian. Blame that on Gino. Snowflake the medallion. The skin on cappuccino. I don't kiss and tell. Keep your distance from myself. Fettuccine with the snails in a 5-star hotel. And I wish he well when they wish for me to fail. I might donate petty bills. They can't get it by themselves.
That's why you treat my friend good, but not too good. I give them too much, then they don't need me. I give them just enough.
I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. 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 I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. I'ma get it either way. I don't even gotta say what I want when I want. They just put it on my plate. I could get it right away. Take you through my day to day. Wake and pray, make that play. Get some good at my place. There's some on the way, cause my bro's on the way. I got stones on my gold. I got loads in my safe. Had a 7-figure summer, so I'm putting on some weight. Set up getting thick, so I put it on display.
With this round, I make a joke. Everybody laughs. I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself. I could get it by myself.
let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, daylight lights, camera action. Living in a dream, now my music they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You could see it in my